What is virtual reality in 60 seconds? Virtual reality allows you to fully immerse yourself in a digital simulated environment using a VR headset. By blocking out the real world, you can lose yourself in video games, or you can even find a very serene place for your guided yoga. Modern headsets are completely untethered from computers, and they usually come with controllers, with things like haptic feedback and even hand and eye tracking to give you an even more immersive and realistic experience. Today, virtual reality is also increasingly used for commercial applications. It is used for training. The police and the military, for example, use it to put soldiers and policemen in very complex environment that you couldn't really easily recreate in the physical world. You can use VR to travel the world, or even go back in time to explore ancient places. Or you can swim with whale shark under the ocean. Or you can digitally meet up with friends or colleagues to hang out or do some work. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more bite-sized insights, or to dive deeper into the topic, you can find longer explanations and in-depth discussions.
Definitely useful for team building. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And something that as a team we'll all remember.
And I've kept today very much under wraps, so I think they're all pretty stoked, actually.
So recently, we've seen a whole load of new people jumping into VR for the first time. And I've been where you are. You've played a few games, you've had a lot of fun, and you start thinking, what else is there I can do with this thing? Well, there's a lot. Today, I'm going to take you through 15 of the most fun things you can do in virtual reality that aren't gaming. All of these experiences are native to the Quest 2, and you've got to try them out. Number 1, 3D movies. You remember 3D movies, right? There was a time when the only way you could see a new film on a busy opening weekend was when you paid the extra for the 3D version. You'd then spend an hour or two toying with these horrible paper glasses, and you'd leave feeling disorientated, saying, I'm never going to watch a 3D movie again. Well, 3D movies are a whole lot better in virtual reality. The content is delivered perfectly in a stereoscopic view. My favourite app for it is Big Screen. You can watch content with others in a social setting, like you're in a perfect cinema. You can stream your own content, or you can watch something from their library. There is always something fun to watch. It's a genuinely awesome experience, and you have to try it out. Number 14, you can compete in a sport. Some sports carry across incredibly well to the virtual world. My key recommendations are Walkabout Mini Golf, a fantastic recreation of golf's little brother. Enjoy scenic courses and challenging holes. You've got 11 Table Tennis, which is a ridiculously accurate representation of table tennis. The physics are completely on point. I genuinely believe I've become a much better table tennis player just from playing this app. I can't wait to get out and try it in person. And lastly, Forever Bowl. I love Forever Bowl for people who are just jumping into VR for the first time, because it gives a really good representation of it and it's not too demanding. Next on the list, attending events. Horizon Venues gives you the opportunity to go to live concerts, attend sporting events, go to comedy clubs, and so much more. There is nothing like watching your favourite band play live in person, but virtual reality is a very close second. It's also loads cheaper, and you can do it in your pyjamas. There's a constantly changing list of events that you can jump into. I can't recommend it enough. You can socialise. There are some incredible social apps for the Quest 2. Some of my favourites include VR Chat, Horizon Worlds and Altspace VR. People tend to be genuinely friendly and welcoming on these platforms. I've met some incredible people and had some laugh out loud times just messing around on the social apps. But I'll give a little warning, things can get a little bit weird. People tend to come out of their shell when they're using their avatar and not appearing physically in person, so just go into it with a bit of warning. Next on the list, get in shape. VR can be incredible for fitness. Some of my favourite ways to burn calories include the apps FitXR and Supernatural. Both apps put you through your paces in specially designed routines that really push you to the limit. The great thing is that you have fun while you're doing it, so it doesn't feel like a drag. I also love the competitive leaderboards. It really pushes you to do better when you can see both how you did previously and how other people are performing in a live setting. I'm competitive and it really does pull me in. Both of these apps are now on a subscription model, but I think you can get a trial for each of them, so it's well worth a go. But if you don't want to pay out for that on a regular basis, there are loads of other VR apps that can really work up a sweat. Thrill of the Fight has always been a classic that really gets you working. Next on the list, meditation. VR doesn't need to be all about guns and games. It can be a great place to just chill out and get in touch with your inner self. There are a few apps dedicated to mindfulness. One of my favourites is Guided Meditation VR. It has over 30 hours of guided meditations in beautiful, serene locations that helps you achieve that Zen state. Number 7, you can hold meetings. There are some incredible meetings apps on the Quest that are leagues ahead of any Zoom call or Teams meeting that I've been on in the past. Of the wide selection, I'd have to say that Oculus' own Horizon Workrooms is by far my favourite. You can sit around a table with both any other Quest users or anybody with a webcam and a PC. You can then work on a shared document, you've got a giant whiteboard or chalkboard to write on, and you've got access to your PC. You can even track your own keyboard so you can work perfectly with your desktop setup. It is awesome. Next.
Mesh for Microsoft Teams will allow you to connect with presence and have a shared immersive experience directly in Teams. Let me now turn it over to Ellen Shook and Jason Warnke from Accenture to share how they plan to reimagine work with it.
Thanks, Satya, and hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us, and welcome to Accenture's Nth Floor.
At Accenture, we have over 624,000 people serving clients in 120 countries. And critical to our ability to work seamlessly together is Microsoft Teams. We have turned our focus away from spaces and places to creating what we call omni-connected experiences, where our people can participate, contribute, and feel like they belong regardless of where they're working.
So it's been awesome to see Mesh for Microsoft Teams come together to enable those experiences.
And as Satya said, it's so important to bring the human connection into our digital world. We're using this technology for meetings and learning, team get-togethers, and it's helped us really transform our new joiner experience. And you'll see I've joined this meeting today using my avatar. We love this new feature because it gives everyone the flexibility and choice to show up in ways they are most comfortable. And for me, not having to be on camera all day has really helped with my energy and engagement.
And even though you're not joining on camera, it feels natural as I can see your facial expressions, gestures, and even live reactions. We've also created an incredible immersive space that's now seamlessly accessible directly through Teams. Why don't we go check it out?
Here we are, Jason, and your avatar looks awesome. Something that I really like is how freely you can move around and have face-to-face conversations.
That's exactly right. We've held more than 100 team gatherings in these immersive spaces where people can connect, learn, and collaborate because they're truly in the same place together.
The solution has been a game changer for onboarding about 100,000 people a year. And like many organizations, onboarding has been remote for the past 18 months. So bringing our new hires into this immersive environment fosters immediate and deeper connections. It transcends physical boundaries and helps individuals experience a culture in a very personal way. Our new hires meet many more people and grow their professional network much faster.
In IT, we're thrilled how easily we could unlock Mesh's capabilities through Teams. In fact, we're currently rolling it out on all of our computers and recently deployed 60,000 VR headsets. The integration with Microsoft 365 makes everything feel familiar. But on top of that, spatial audio makes everything sound just like it would in person. And I love seeing and hearing our colleagues collaborating and whiteboarding and using this space for productivity.
This doesn't just feel real, it is real. It's been exciting to see an idea become a reality in such a short time, enabling presence and connection that transcends location, keeps our culture vibrant wherever we're working, and levels the playing field to create equal and inclusive experiences.
Thank you all for taking a quick tour with us. And with that, back to you, Satya.
And last on our list today, you can browse the web. The Quest 2 makes for a genuinely well-designed web browsing experience. Cast aside your small PC screen, or even worse, the tiny screen on your phone, and you can sit in front of a giant curved virtual monitor on the Quest 2. Number 2, you can master the art of painting. Apps like Google Tilt Brush give you an awesome virtual painting experience. You can build awesome life-size 3D paintings. I've been blown away at the capabilities of this program. You quickly learn how to craft things you couldn't dream of on a traditional canvas. It's so much fun just experimenting and seeing what you can accomplish. Next on the list, travel around the world. There's an app called Wander that lets you take advantage of Google Street View to have a perfect travelling experience. It's amazing how hours can just slip away as you take a walk up Oxford Street, you traverse the Grand Canyon, or explore the winding roads of a foreign country. It's a genuinely awesome experience. Also, if you connect your Quest 2 to a PC, you can use Google's own Google Earth VR app, which is a truly slick way of exploring the world. The way you can kind of grab the map and pull yourself around is really, really impressive, and the quality is just awesome. 6. Become Banksy. So I've always wanted to have a go at graffiti, but I wouldn't dare go out and deface private property. Well, it's a good job I waited, because you don't have to. The app King Spray Graffiti lets you pick up a spray can and work your way through a selection of urban virtual canvases. It is awesome fun, and you'd be amazed how quickly you get to grips with it. Next up, you can learn. One of the best uses for virtual reality is education, as it lets you go to places you couldn't dream of getting to in real life, or try out things that would be too costly or dangerous in any other setting. That's why the tech has been used to train countless pilots, surgeons, or even military teams. Some of the best educational apps include the Anne Frank House VR, which lets you visit the house in which Frank hid from the Nazis in the Second World War, and Mission ISS, which lets you visit the International Space Station, something that could have only been possible for a very select number of people otherwise. For number 12, you can study the art of sculpture. Maybe you see yourself as a bit of a Michelangelo. Well, you might love apps like Sculpture VR and Gravity Sketch. The first of which is a kind of cartoon style sculpture app. But the awesome thing with this is that once you've finished, you can export the files and actually use them to 3D print whatever you've done. Gravity Sketch is a design focused app that lets you build some truly pro level work. That is if you've got the skill set to utilise it. Next up, you can catch up on the latest content. Both Amazon Prime and Netflix have great apps that let you watch the latest hit shows on your Quest 2. I love Netflix's cosy cabin setting that they sit you in to watch the TV shows. It's a truly immersive way to watch TV, and it brings a new dimension to anything you're watching. If you thought Squid Games was harrowing on a flat screen, then you haven't seen anything yet. For number 13, you can play some poker. PokerStars VR is an incredible app that lets you sit around a table with people from across the world and play a genuine game of poker. It's incredible how much fun the simple things are when they're replicated in virtual reality. No money changes hands because there's been no age verification or anything like that, but you get a genuinely decent game of poker. And it actually doubles up as one of the best social experiences you can get on the Quest 2. You tend to get a bit of an older crowd in here, so the chat tends to be pretty chilled out and decent.